Hi, I'm Kelsey Brennan-Wessels for ESA Web TV, and again, we are at the Paris Air and Space Show, and I'm speaking with astronaut Thomas Pesquet. Now, Thomas, you joined us back on Earth at the beginning of June. What did you miss the most?
What did I miss the most? I missed the most probably the freedom to be able to do whatever you want on the weekend, to walk around and just, not go back and forth like sometimes a lion in a cage like we do on the space station, always the same translations. So that's what I missed the most. So I went out in the outdoors and tried to take in a little bit of nature, and it felt good.
Of course, you've had some beautiful weather for it.
I've had some beautiful weather. My friends and family were here, and also I missed them a lot, obviously, even though we were in touch by phone and Skype and email. So food was not so much of an issue, even though people packed my fridge with French cheese and things like this and treats, so that I have a nice readaptation to a life on Earth.
Now, looking back on your mission, of course, anyone who's been following you on social media knows you've been taking some beautiful photographs. But that's not all. It doesn't stop there. Of course, you've also been conducting some experiments. Can you tell us a bit about some of the science that you were doing on the ISS?
Yeah, absolutely. On the ISS, we're really doing two different things. We're doing exploration at the same time. We're doing science. So we're using the environment, the space environment, to get to those physical properties that you cannot get to on the ground. And for example, in material science, we've had some really amazing experiments when we levitated a bowl of melted fluids to get to really the physical phenomenon of metals melting together. So that's going to help us improve, airplane engines and also mobile phones on the Earth. So that's one really good thing. We had some really interesting science with stem cells. Stem cells behave differently on orbit, and by just playing around with them, you can learn a lot, and then you send all this knowledge back to the labs, and then they learn how to grow stem cells. There's a so wide array of science on the ISS that in 6 months we did roughly 200 experiments, but I wish I could have done so many more because that was so interesting.
And do you continue these experiments back here on Earth?
Yeah, because for some of them, mostly physiology, medicine, you're the guinea pig for the scientists. You're not only, the hands and the eyes of the scientists, you're also the subject of the experiment yourself. So I have to provide them with all kinds of samples when I'm back on Earth. Blood sample, I've had a muscle biopsy, hair, they test my balance, they test me in every condition so that they can have a complete data set and conclude on, the trip to space. This is Thomas before, during trip to space, and after a trip to space, and then they'll have their results.
Now, of course, we're here at the Paris Air and Space Show, and not only are you an astronaut, you're also a pilot and an engineer. Can you tell me, what is it about aviation, what is it about space that excites you?
I don't know, but it was my dream as a kid because I thought it was so dynamic. It goes fast. There's lots of stuff happening, and that's what I've always wanted, to be kind of at the forefront of something operational, to be embedded in the system and react and conduct the system and drive it around. So I don't know. That's what I really loved as a kid. I look around and I see lots of kids with stars in their eyes, and I think that's unbelievable because that's also part of why we're here, part of why I chose to share the mission on social media so that kids can be inspired and can do the best in their lives and maybe reach their dreams, and that would be fantastic.
Do you have a message for those kids, these aspiring pilots, these aspiring astronauts?
Yes, absolutely. And the message is everything is possible, but nothing is easy. People sometimes get mixed up. They say, oh, well, this is difficult, so it's impossible. No, everything is possible. We're lucky enough to live in Europe, where everything is possible and life is good, generally speaking. I know there are problems, but life is good, and you can achieve your dreams, but nothing is going to be easy. Being a doctor is not easy. Being a teacher is not easy. Being a pilot is not easy. But that shouldn't stop you. You should try and do your best. Everything is doable. Everything is possible, but nothing is easy.
Well, Tom, on that note, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And to our viewers, remember to keep an eye on our website, www.esa.int.